Confucian Land is a cultural exhibition in the South Korean city of Angong. It first asks visitors to reflect on the horror of contemporary society, including war, consumerism, and sexual license. It then invites them to travel through a tunnel of light to 16th century Korea, when Confucianism was the official philosophy of the royal court. The Korea of yore is portrayed as harmless utopian, save for the occasional battle against Japanese invaders. Virtuous conduct implied in display charting the daily life of a Confucian scholar in a humble village, underpinning perfect social coherence. Some observers, including both Koreans and foreigners, are inclined to attribute all the successes of contemporary South Korea to the lingering influence of Confucianism. Rapid economic development, the academic prowess of Korean students, even the largely successful curb of COVID-19. It is all thanks to the ancient Chinese system of thought imported to Korea 2,000 years ago. Others go to the opposite extreme, blaming Confucianism for all manner of late-day blights, including authoritarian sexism, starving workplace heritages, and entrenched corruption in industry conglomerates. To attribute all that is good or bad to Confucianism more than a century after it ceased to be Korea's official strategy allegedly is, the best observed reductively. Yet it is involved in part because it remains so visible. Kong Song-hen shows filters around the school in Andong founded by Yin Chuan, the 16th century Confucian scholar who graced the 1001 bill. He insists that Yin Chuan continue to be a role model for his reunification of worldly concern in the pursuit of knowledge. Long-suffering pupils across country are taught classically portrait and calligraphy, all of a Confucian bent. Confucian ceremonies to reserve ancestors remain common practice among many Korean families. Inevitably, Confucian tradition has taken on a political tint. It's often used as a label whenever people want to praise or criticize society, says Kim Dong-eun of the Institute of Confucian Philosophy Culture at Sanyong-Kwan University. What people say about Confucianism often provides a clue to their contemporary political convictions. One notable example is Pan Chong-hee, a military dictator in the 1960s and the 1970s, who redefined the Confucian virtues of final piety and loyalty in a way that legitimized his authoritarian, says Yong Yong Chen of George Mason University. Park wanted citizens to identify with the state. In effect, he thought to create the obedient ashes of racist stereotypes, a trope that has resurfaced during the pandemic to explain more conscientiously mask wearing and social distance in South Korea than in Europe or America. Park is not the only one to have used Confucianism. Feminists invoke the terms of grumble about women's outside domestic duties, or the expectation that we'll pour drinks for male friends. 20-something cities in one lending parallel Mandarin in their personal affairs. Conversational said, deference to elders and humility towards strangers are national trends based on Confucian value, which I say eroded by modern ideas. One told young correspondent that Confucius wanted to live in Korea because its inhabitants were so polite, claim that it's hard to verify 2050 years after the such dismay. But even Miskin agreed that Confucian values are a living influence on Korean society, but they are increasingly in conflict with newer ideas about individual freedom, personal autonomy, sexual equality, and the like. As elsewhere, celebrating dispute about how liberal a society should be into brackets reverse or dismay for traditional values does not make the underlying arguments easier to resolve.